What's going on, everybody? Welcome to our first episode of July.
So coming in this week, Tim, we got fireworks, lots of fireworks, but not on the macroeconomic side, kind of quiet. Check it out here. ISM Manufacturing PMI coming in today at 8 a.m. my time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not a big factor in the rate hikes that we possibly are looking at. But Wednesday, nothing tomorrow. Federal holiday here in the U.S. Banks are closed. That's why we have no show tomorrow. But I do want to point out FOMC minutes coming out on Wednesday. This is going to be the detailed transcript from the last FOMC meeting for June. We're going to get to see what's actually in there, and some people way smarter than me will be digging through trying to predict what these words mean. You know, those little squiggly characters called letters form words have meaning. Looking at Thursday, July 6th, we've got balance of trade in May, not a major factor to come into play. However, JOLTS job openings, that's a big one. That is a precursor into how many jobs are available. Currently, it's at 10.1 million jobs are available from May. We will see what was available for June. Right now, it's projected to be less jobs available. So unemployment rate, that will be coming in. And as of right now, it looks like consensus says unemployment rate will be even lower by 0.1%, forecasted to be neutral to what we're currently sitting at. Watch that for Friday, and then watch those job openings. Guys, inflation's down to 2.22%. It is actually up 1/100% from yesterday, but currently coming in at almost that 2% goal that the Federal Reserve wants to be at, even though they're saying that we're only at 4. By old methodology, we are sitting better than expected. Looking at the liquidations here real fast, guys. In the past 24 hours, 66 million wrecked on trades. Ethereum having a lot of short liquidations, 13.6 million. And then Bitcoin coming in with more longs than shorts, but almost equal, only about a half a million, only about a half a million difference between longs and shorts. OKX coming in with the biggest 24-hour liquidation levels.
FOMC predictions, guys, right where we left it last week. 87% saying we are going to get another rate hike. Can I scroll here a little bit, guys? There we go. 525 to 550. There still is no prediction, though, of getting above this. I think in December, do we get close in December? 30% saying another rate hike. No, not really. Is it November we get close? 34%. In November, what is it? Yeah, not even close. So they're not expecting a September rate hike. They're still expecting at this point May to be the first pivot. Not a high prediction here, guys, 34%. But that is the expected time at this point from the CME futures, Bitcoin Fear and Green Index. This morning, sitting up at 62. Yesterday, we did get to 63 briefly. Despite the fact that we are in the greed, I actually kind of like where we're sitting at when it comes to the price action to this ratio. All right, so we're getting into the TA here, guys. Special shout out to Chart Prime, though. Let me pull up some of this stuff really quickly here. One of the best indicators of helping you guys trade. They are a big partner of the channel. It has changed the way I do TA. You guys definitely check out the link down below. Guys, we had just started quarter 3 of this year, and it's time to reflect and look at what does the month of July usually look like. Let's go all the way back here to July of 2022. You'll notice here in July of 2022, we are surrounded by a sea of red candles. Yes, this was smack dab in the middle of our bear market, and we got a lot of red in this area, but you'll notice the biggest, greenest candle during this downtrend was July 2022, in which case during this time, I'm not going to do this for all of them, but I just wanted to take a look at this one because it is special being this bullish in a bear market. We actually had a rally during the month of July of 17%, despite the fact that everything was super bearish and we were going down. So July 2022, nice and bullish. Let's go back to July of 21. Oh, look at this. July of 21 was the resurgence of the Bitcoin bull market after all of the Elon Musk FUD, where Tesla sold their Bitcoin. Everyone thought Bitcoin was crashing. We're going down to 20K. It's over. The bear market is here. Well, no, July restarted the nice bull run that got us to new highs up at 69,000. So the last 2 Julys have absolutely been very nice and bullish. Let's go back to 2020. What was July in 2020 like? All the way back here. Oh, look at that. This was kind of the green candle that kicked off the nice bull market. Yes, technically speaking, we had some green candles before, but we had to use this. This was the pandemic, these candles right here, these two right here, was just kind of getting us back up to level playing field after the pandemic had dragged us down so far. July of 2020 kind of got the ball rolling for the real bull market. No, we didn't break through any new highs during that month, but the momentum definitely started in July of 2020. There was a bearish July, though, guys, back here in 2019. So there's one outlier right there. Historically, more often than not, we do see that July is very bullish for the price of Bitcoin. The MACD just crossed green, crossed bullish for the first time since all the way back in January of 2022. That was the last time. Actually, technically, December 21 was the last time it was green. We crossed bearish in January. This is actually a very, very bullish indicator. I will say, watch as we kind of repeat and look at some things like what we had back in 2019. We did the same thing back here, May 19, and then June, we crossed bullish, and that was the candle that ended up peaking out in the top of the bull market. I kind of have a sneaky suspicion, guys, that maybe that happens again. Maybe the next couple of months have green histograms, but maybe July, we get a really nice 20-30% rally here in July, and then that's the peak before the real bull market starts later on next year.
I had talked to you guys that we were getting a lot of knocking going on here on the 887. We had the previous here, the previous here, the previous here. And I said on Friday morning that if we were able to punch above the 887 and show it as support, that we would be looking at more upside. We did have this crazy crash down in the morning of our live stream and then immediate recovery. That gave it all of the volume that it needed down here. Good bounce right on the 786 to the wick on the delta line of the predictive ranges. It punched up, came through that 887 of the platinum pocket, did a final retest on this auto printed chart pattern here for a rising wedge, and then bam, now we're sitting up here at 1964 currently, going up as high as 1975. Now we're just kind of consolidating here. I think we're going to make another bull flag here. If we do come back and test, watch for the top here of this trade band of the predictive ranges, possibly a wick down to the 887 here. But exactly what we were talking about on Friday is what happened. The Sheldon effect, the more times you knock, the more likely you're going to break through. When we got all of this volume come in down here from buying pressure, that was all it took for us to get right on up above that 887 there and make some room. Firstly, we do have the cloud on the oscillator starting to get a little tight after getting this downtrend arrow. That's why I was pointing out that there is a possibility we come back to retest the upper trade band or possibly the 887 with a wick down to there. It is looking a little bearish right now on the oscillator. However, looking at the trend fusion oscillator, which by the way pulls its data from completely different data sources in the algorithm, this has money flow coming up on the MFI, and we are looking green on the trend here. It looks like it might curve a little bit and then maybe come back up, but I won't be truly bullish about that until I see how this plays out here on the Oscillator Pro. RSI Prime sitting well above the 70% here, and it does look like we are starting to get the fast mover curving on the top here on the normalized MACD. So, and it does look like the histogram's starting to cool off. So I won't be surprised if in the next 24 to 48 hours we see a little pullback on Ethereum, but overall things are looking quite bullish. Pull over to the daily here, and you can see that right now the daily candle absolutely kicking it past this previous doji that we had here going on. So yeah, I mean, still bullish, still looks bullish to me. So sometime by this next weekend, possibly hitting $2,000 and pushing that to support on this previous one-to-one line back here. So that's what I'll be watching for in the daily.
There were rumors that Gary Gensler was going to be resigning. There was an anonymous source from within the SEC saying that we were going to see Gary Gensler resign. It was just a rumor, guys. It is not true. There's definitely not going to be a resignation. If for some reason Gary leaves, it sounds like it will not be of his own volition, which is what a resignation is. We still have some hope that Gary will be gone soon, guys. But in case you were hoping for that to happen today or tomorrow or anytime soon, more than likely not. I want to kind of give some advice here, because this was one of the main channels that people saw. This one right here, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I used to actually watch this page and get some of my information. I used to be like, oh, like, look at that, breaking news. This guy's saying that this is happening. Whale chart. He says he's the #1 account to follow for the latest insights and contrarian opinions. If contrarian means made up and false, then yes, that is very true. Something I've learned, guys, following, in case any of you guys do follow him, and if you follow him, that's fine. I don't care. You know what? I'll refollow him just because I support following people on Twitter. But I want you guys to understand, when you see something from him, unless you see somebody else back it up, more than likely, guys, it is false. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen breaking news from this guy, from Whale Chart, and it's either a story that's like 6 months old or it's a completely made up rumor. This guy's got 341,000 subscribers or followers. This is Twitter we're talking about, so it's followers. Decent following on this story right here. Breaking: anonymous official SEC has reportedly disclosed the chairman Gary Gensler is going to resign following an internal investigation. 1.7 million people engaged with this. I don't want to say he doesn't mean well. I feel like he wants to help the crypto space, but unfortunately, I believe he's just chasing this number right here. And you know what? A headline like this, a tweet like this will get you 1.7 million views. Want to know why? Because it's made up, but it's what everyone wants to see. If you guys follow or listen to Whale Chart, anything that he says, make sure someone else says it too. I'm not saying 100% of what he says is false, but the only way to know it's true is because somebody else did it as well. So that's a little bit of a Twitter help for you guys. Again, if you want to follow him, that's fine. Please don't go spreading rumors that you see on Whale Chart, because more often than not, it's just not true.
Wow, you made it to the end of the video. Great job. Now, if you want more content like this, whether it be TA on Bitcoin and Ethereum or altcoins, or you just want to stay up to date on the latest and greatest news in crypto, then stay tuned and tune in to our 9 a.m. live show every single weekday morning. It's 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when you tune in live, use the keyword grip strength in the chat, and you'll get a special shout out from anyone who's paying attention to the chat. Love to see you there.